Hello everybody, this is Marconic. Today we are playing Farsky. Now Farsky is another survival game where it takes place all underwater. This game was released a few years ago. I think about a year and a half, 2 years ago. It hasn't seen an update in a while, but it's a really fun game. It's another game where you gather resources, you have to craft. The basic standard fare. Except, like I said, this takes place completely underwater. Okay. Don't know what the lag was for. So, let's begin. We're going to play Adventurer. Mayday, mayday, mayday. My submarine is breaking into pieces. Nathan, are you alright? Nathan, answer me. I'm fine. Don't worry, Madison. Thank God. I was so scared. I won't survive long without oxygen. There should be a base near your position. I'm sending you the coordinates. And first thing I have to say is this game looks really, really good. It may not be the best graphically compared to survival games you see out now, but it looks really amazing. And here's the map. We gotta go this way. These glowing parts are pieces of the submarine. You don't usually find them this close to where you start, but I'll take it. Okay, I do not understand why I have the lag. I'm in the base. Good. There's some supplies left. Are you going to be okay? I've been better. I think I should be able to find the pieces of the submarine to fix it. Okay, I'll be able to send a boat to rescue you once you reach the surface. Stay safe. Alright. Cook up some fish. Alright. Come up here, check the crops. And as promised, this will also be the first episode for our combination with news segments. I have 3 stories that are all essentially the same theme. The first story, it's about Boston police believe 2 brothers are responsible for a brutal attack Wednesday evening that left a homeless Hispanic man with a broken nose and covered in urine. These are the Leader brothers. This is essentially how you get resources. You just to drill for them. You can also set down these extractors when you get a large area. Anyway, Scott Leader, who's 38, and his brother Steve, who's 30, Scott Leader told police, and I quote, "Donald Trump was right. All these illegals need to be deported." Which essentially shows that the vitriol that comes from listening to morons like Donald Trump. When you spew out hate, people end up acting on it. According to the Boston Globe, witnesses saw the brothers beating a 58-year-old man with a pole 3 or 4 times as he attempted to defend himself. Go after that gold. Definitely want the gold. And this isn't the first time that these 2 brothers have done something like this. According to the report, shortly after the September 11th attacks, the Leader brothers were convicted of a hate crime after they assaulted a Muslim man and called him a terrorist. Yeah, I'm getting up there. Yeah. When Donald Trump was told about the attacks, the presidential candidate said, "It would be a shame. I will say that people who are following me are very passionate. They love this country. They want this country to be great again. They are passionate." Has absolutely no sympathy for the man who'd been beaten. In fact, I'm pretty sure he has absolutely nothing but hatred for the victim. Even though his company employs several Hispanics. Go on, shark. Just go away. And most of his products are made in Mexico. So he makes his living off of the backs of those same people that he can't stand. I'm gonna get some more, get all of these so that way I can make more stuff. I don't understand this lag. I mean, I've recorded this game before and never had a problem with it. I don't understand why it's lagging tonight. And of course, Trump is known for his comments about how all Hispanic people coming over illegally are rapists. Which anybody with any common sense would know that that's can't possibly be true. So this is one of the reasons why people need to speak out against the right in their hatred. Because that's all it is. It's hate. Alright, got a knife, I can come down. Get some seaweed. If this thing would stop lagging. But when your party spews nothing but hatred and bigotry, eventually some people who listen a little too closely are going to act upon it. Case in point, the Leader brothers. I'm gonna get back in. And it's not the first time that this type of stuff has happened. And there have been several instances where people have attacked other citizens of this country just simply because they were inspired by the words of the right wing. That's why it's important to speak out against this type of stuff. Okay, it's nighttime here, so there's not a whole lot I can do. majority of the predators come out at night, so going outside is some barracuda, some trout. There's a great white in the distance. There's more trout. Okay. The next story. A conservative radio host in Iowa by the name of Jan Mickelson, which is a guy with the name of Jan. But he is advocating that we solve the immigration problem by turning Hispanics into slaves. This is his big idea that he pitched on his radio show. He said, if you are here without our permission, and we have given you 2 months to leave, and you're still here, and we find that you're still here after we've given you the deadline to leave, then you become property of the state of Iowa, he argued. We have a job for you, and we start using compelled labor. The people who are here illegally would therefore be owned by the state and become an asset of the state rather than a liability. We started inventing jobs for them to do. And a caller that he had on the air during this pitch even said that it sounds an awful lot like slavery. And Mickelson's response is beyond ludicrous. He actually said, well, what's wrong with slavery? He says it so matter of fact. He really does not understand what is wrong with slavery. I think it's pretty obvious that Jan Mickelson is not a very moral person. If you cannot understand what is wrong with owning another human being, then there's something very wrong with you. The caller replied to him and says, well, we know what's wrong with slavery. His reply to this is, apparently we don't, because when we allow millions of people to come into the country who aren't here legally, and then people who are here are indentured to those people to pay their bills, their education of their kids, pay for their food stamps, their medical bills, in some cases even subsidize their housing. And somehow the people who own the country, who pay the bills, pay the taxes, they get indentured to the new people who are not even supposed to be here. Isn't that a lot like slavery? Which, of course, he's pushing this BS that the right continues to push, somehow thinking that illegal aliens are able to get government assistance like food stamps and subsidized housing, which they can't. You can't get that without a government-issued Social Security number. And you cannot get that unless you are legal. So, I don't even know what more to say about this guy. I mean, he's just a horrible person. He's completely bigoted. course, views his views seem extreme, but it's not that different than the majority of the right wing. So many of them, they aren't as blunt as Mickelson is, but their views aren't a whole different. I need to get some more food. And it looks like it's daylight. I'll check the extractor. Alright, on to the last story, which again is more stupidity. This has to do with Shaun King, who is a activist with the Black Lives Matter organization. His family went on CNN and told Don Lemon, who is absolutely the worst on-air personality in news, went on there to tell Don Lemon that Shaun King is actually white. Like somehow this matters. Like somehow he can't do anything dealing with Black Lives Matters if he's not black. Of course, there was no reason given for why this has any importance whatsoever. I mean, it doesn't detract from the work that he's doing. Yes, yeah. I'm going. And Shaun King said that this attack isn't about me so much, but is about derailing Black Lives Matter and the movement against police brutality. And that's pretty much what it is. I mean, there is no reason to focus on this the media wants to The media wants to discredit Black Lives Matter just simply because they want to continue this swath of institutionalized racism that is prevalent in the country. I mean, I know there was some issue before with Rachel Dolezal, but for her, the backlash came because she was using the confusion of her race to further her own ambitions to gain positions of power and to get like scholarships for schools, and then switch it around and sue because of racial issues. On the other side, claim that she's suing because she's being discriminated because she's white, yet she takes a scholarship based upon being black. So that's what that whole thing was about, that backlash. Am I missing one? Yeah, I thought I was. So, like I said, it's just simply a way to try to get the whole situation with the Black Lives Matter movement. It's trying to take away from that and so it's essentially